Warning, the following video contains 100% authenticity, facts and logic only, and is toxically masculine. So, if you're easily offended or you don't want to learn something new, then fuck off and go be a pussy somewhere else. Having multiple options in all aspects of life is always going to be something good for you. It's always going to be better to have 3 to 5 options than to have one, you know? You can analyze, you can think this is better rather than being like, fuck, I'm going to have to go with this one even though it's not really good. Now, for those of you wondering, I'm wearing a beanie, I'm wearing a thick jacket. It's not really thick, guys. I mean, it just looks puffy. I went for a walk like about 2 hours ago. I came back. I was doing some editing here on my desk, working on my computer. I took a nap here on my chair. I just woke up and I had a pretty bad dream. Okay? I had a pretty disgusting dream. I was fucking a very ugly girl. So that kind of inspired this video of having options, because a lot of times if you don't have options, you can end up doing that, okay? Now, like I said, guys, this applies to all aspects of life. This applies to friends, this applies to jobs, this applies to girls, applies to everything. The reason being the following, guys. You need to work, right, to earn things, okay? That you need to understand that first of all, you know what I mean? Sometimes options are not going to be available to you if you haven't earned them, Like, let's say you're not working on yourself, you're not working to level yourself up physically, your face, your hair, your body, everything, You're not working to level up your mind, and you're not working to make income, you're not working to make a career, If you're not really doing any of these things, guys, I mean, don't expect much, you know what I mean? This kind of ties back into my 2 previous videos about how you're a product, you know what I mean? And I mean, just ask yourself, would you buy this product you're selling? Would you buy yourself, I know I wouldn't buy myself right now. That's why, like I said in my last video, I'm giving myself 6 months. And after 6 months, I guarantee you, I'm going to be at a much better place, right? But supposing you're not at that place, right, you can't expect much, you can't expect to have good options if the product is not good, you know what I mean? Because I'm just going to tie into, like I said, with the dream, right, at fucking an ugly girl, guys, a lot of times, right, when you're younger, it's kind of easy, just get a girl, but when you're older, right, it kind of changes, because women typically want to settle down when they're older. When they're younger, they just want to party, right? But I've said it before, as a young man, you don't have much worth. You need to work towards things. And while there are many things you can achieve with time and work as a young man, good body, mastered violence, dressing well, making a little bit of money, but some things are just going to take more time, like having a car, having your own place, you know what I mean? And obviously those are impressive things. Those are things that girls like, you know what I mean? So to a certain degree, you can kind of level yourself up, right? But supposing, like I said, you're in a place where you're not really that good, the options of women are not going to be really good, you know what I mean? I haven't talked about this, right, about my first time with a MILF. I'm going to make this story, I promise you guys. I'm going to share it with you. I got a couple stories, but, as you know, the channel right now is very small, so I wanted to grow a little more before I share that story. But just to briefly tell you very quickly, it wasn't a really good experience, okay, guys? It was not. She wasn't really ugly, but it just wasn't a good experience, I'm gonna save that story for when I share it, but it wasn't good, right? And the main reason why is just because I was lacking many options, I was desperate, I met her and I was like, fuck it, let's do it, You don't want that to be you, guys, in any aspect of life, you don't, with a girl, you don't want to be the guy that fucks a girl and like is fucking fat girls or ugly girls, you know what I mean? Just because you don't have options, You don't want to be taking shitty jobs, and you're there flipping burgers and saying, fuck, what did I do, You don't want to be there hanging around with a bunch of losers who you chose to make your friends and be like, fuck, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Make good choices, work to be able to have those good choices, and don't make bad choices. Like I've said before, it's always better to be alone than to be with, shitty friends or than to be with ugly girls, or you get the point, right? You don't want to be the kind of guy who is not in, let's say, a good place. Now, obviously, you're going to struggle a bit, right? Like, I know so many guys who, when they made the transition from amateur MMA to pro MMA, because it requires more time, because it requires more training hours, all this stuff, they have to, like, cut back hours on, like, their work, and that affects the income, obviously. They were affected in many ways, so you have to struggle, in life as a man, especially when you're younger, right? But still, that doesn't mean that you should settle. You know what I mean? Like, don't go for just one option. This is what I'm trying to get to. It's a very simple video, guys. It's not going to take long. But to sum it up, just don't do it, okay, guys? Just always look to have options. You know what I mean? Don't be the kind of guy who's out there settling for something bad. You know, who even going into it, you know, it's not gonna be good. You know what I mean? Just don't be that kind of guy, okay, guys? Work on being able to have more options. You know, trust me, guys. Once I get more jacked, you know, once my acne's more cleared up physically, because obviously, you know, your physique is the first thing a girl sees. I'm gonna have more options there. You know what I mean? Once I'm making more money, once my channel is growing more, I'm gonna have more opportunities. You know what I mean? Once I'm improving more with my training, and I go to DC's gym and I start training, sorry, privates with other coaches, right? And once I'm better, I can make the amateur team in AK, and I can eventually, you know, work on like my first amateur MMA fight. You get the point, right, guys? It all takes work to be able to have those options, okay, guys? So if you're in a shitty place right now, try to stay alone in the sense of, you know, don't go out there and settle. Work on yourself, and eventually you will develop those options. But as the final time, I will say this one more time. Don't be the kind of guy who chooses things because you don't have options. Okay, guys? Always work on it. Be alone. You know, work until you have kind of earned them, let's say. And then, you know, you can go out there and choose, like, you know, okay, this, or that, you know. Don't be the kind of guy who says, fuck, you know, this is the only one available. You know what I mean? Always work hard, guys. Always chase excellence. Don't do what I did. The story's gonna come out eventually. But yeah, guys, always have options. Don't settle, okay? And work hard to earn those options. See you next time.